In a far corner of Arlington National Cemetery, away from the crowds at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, is a part of the cemetery that is known as Section 60. Section 60 has become well known in recent years for being the final resting place for many of those killed in action in our wars since 9/11. But in something of an ironic twist of fate, it has also become the final resting place for those who went missing in action decades ago, but have only recently been recovered and accounted for. Section 60 has also become the final resting place for a young man named Lieutenant Frank Fazekas, whose funeral I attended with my family in the spring of 2018. Lieutenant Fazekas was the second case that UW had become involved with, and the first one that involved a full-scale archaeological excavation overseas in France. On one level, a funeral is certainly a sad affair, and this case was certainly no exception. A young man with a wife and infant son went off to fight in World War II, never to return. He was never forgotten, however, not by his young son, who grew up and followed in his father's footsteps into a career as a pilot in the Air Force, and certainly not by a young 12-year-old French farm boy who happened to witness the crash of a US P-47 in the farm field across the road from their farm. That young farm boy is now 88 years old, and he has now had the opportunity to meet Lieutenant Fazekas' son through the efforts of our group when we were over in France excavating. They have forged a unique bond that transcends both time and language. And while funerals are still sad affairs, there is an added extra dimension and sense of satisfaction in that this case was the culmination over 2 years of hard work that brought together a disparate group of students and faculty from the University of Wisconsin and other institutions.